Yeah, so good evening, everyone. We are happy to see you again today. Thank you for joining us in the third webinar of the series, RMI Compass, Unlocking Agro and Allied Sectors Post-Lockdown. We have with us as eminent speaker Dr. Anup Kalra, a veteran in rural marketing and currently Vice President of RMAI and Director Corporate Affairs in Ayurved Limited. Dr. Kalra has worked with the Cabinet Secretariat, Government of India. He continued his education and is now working as Executive Director, Ayurved. He also headed the feed business of Ayurved as its CEO, which is one of the leading animal health nutrition care organization with interest in allied areas of soil and human health. He has worked extensively in the field of animal nutrition, especially cattle and poultry. He has also served as President CLFMA Delhi and North Zone and Fellow of Animal Nutrition Association. He is on the panel of CII, PSD Chamber of Commerce, ASSOCHAM, committees on dairy, agriculture, development, and food security industry. And we also have none other than Mr. Rajkumar Jha as the session moderator. A stalwart in rural marketing and currently director of Rural Campus. So from here, I'll hand over the discussion to Raj sir. Raj sir, I'll hand over to you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Adar, and welcome, sir. Welcome, Dr. Anup Kalra ji.
Hi, good evening.
Yeah. Good evening, everybody, our viewers, our listeners, and thanks a ton for encouraging us to get on to more and more webinars. RMA is in full action these days, and we are trying to make best of our lockdown period by connecting. We would have not connected so much otherwise when there was no lockdown. But thanks, thanks to staying in the same city. But now it gives us an opportunity to talk about our environment, talk about our things. And when it comes to agriculture, so you know, I'm a hands-on farmer also, and my community is farming community basically. And my introduction in advertising is always given as a farmer in advertising. So I will have the same pains and same gains what we will be talking about. And there is no one better than Dr. Kalra because his interest in animal husbandry and the allied feeds and the feeds of agriculture has been very, very vast. And it's a good interaction always to have with him, a sweet person who has a smile always. So, sir, is this lockdown a smile or there is something to worry about us?
Well, a very pertinent question, the very first question. I would not say that it's a question of smiling. There have been a lot of challenges, but if you ask me, a common man, farmer, has actually understood and has started living and understanding the facts that, he has to follow social distancing, he has to follow hygiene, he has to follow the precautions, but the, life has to go on, because whether it's animal husbandry, whether it is agriculture, you can't stop them. You can stop construction, but these are all things where you can't stop them. And the farmer, as was said by our Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru, Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan. So one looks at the borders, the other looks at, providing feed security to all of us and to our Sainiks. So I think it's very important that whatever challenges they have faced, they are trying to overcome in their own manner with definitely support from the government, whatever it has been possible. Government has extended support to the farming community, but a lot needs to be done further. That's what I would say.
We've seen that it's a matter of almost kind of a habit. In the last time also, when we had a slowdown and the world was going through a bad patch, India survived it, most of it, because we are an agriculture-based economy. though
Right.
our contribution has fallen from a very good 42 to 17 or even lesser GDP
Yes.
contribution, but our production or our self-sufficient in food category at least makes us keep happy. And an Indian farmer, by and large, with all the difficulties, is always up and against all kinds of eventualities. So, what you are saying and what I am hearing is that farming will continue. It's a matter of habit. We have harvested our first crop wheat, and now we are going in for paddy. So, God send if everything is nice, if the rains are nice, which 27th of June, they say that the full phase of monsoon will be on, and
Mm.
and the way the indications are, we have already got pre-monsoon showers
Correct.
in most of the areas. So if we sow paddy nice and things are happening,
Yeah, yeah.
rural markets will open up. किसान को
Yes.
उसकी मेहनत का रंग दिखने लगे जमीन पे, जब हरा खेत देखता है तो वो सारे दुख भूल जाता है।
देख, किसान भी भूल जाता है, हम खुद भी भूल जाते हैं।
जी, तो
मतलब जो है, जैसे हम लोग जो है, अमूमन अगर आप देखें राज जी, तो अधिकतर हमारे जो लोग हैं वो रूरल परिप्रेक्ष्य में बहुत कम जा पाते हैं। हमारी एजेंसीज तो निश्चित जाती हैं, बिकॉज जब तक वो किसान के पास नहीं जाएंगे तो वो उनसे बातें समझ नहीं पाएंगे। लेकिन अधिकतर जो हमारे दिल्ली के रहने वाले लोग हैं, मुंबई के रहने वाले लोग हैं, वो किसान के पास तक पहुंच नहीं पाते हैं। लेकिन मेरा ये मानना है कि हमारा जो किसान है एक अपने आप में वो बहुत बड़ा टीचर है। अगर आप किसान के पास बैठेंगे, उसके पास वो सुबह 4 बजे से लेकर शाम तक लगा रहता है, एंड देयर लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स व्हिच वी कैन लर्न फ्रॉम द फार्मर एंड फ्रॉम द फार्मिंग कम्युनिटी।
ये जो when we are talking about farmer and his community, there are a lot of industries which are dependent on him, like
Absolutely.
like tractor industry, seed industry, feed industry,
Absolutely.
fertilizer industry, and though there was a time zone which was a lockdown time zone when the goods couldn't reach. But you think that will have any impact, that delay period which has been there for almost 30-40 days, no transport was happening. So
I think, I would not say that there won't be any impact. Yes, definitely the impact is going to be there. But, if you look at the harvesting now, which has happened of the winter crops, or what we refer them as the Rabi crops, the harvesting to a great extent has been satisfactory. The harvesting of the wheat and all that, because I was just looking at the data. So total amount of harvesting which has happened for the wheat is close to 310 lakh hectares, which is reasonably good. And also for the other crops, whether they were pulses, sugars, oil seeds, so harvesting has been good. And similarly, farmer has also undertaken sowing of his summer crops.
But what has taken an impact is perishable goods, like जो सब्जियां हैं हमारी, जो प्याज है या टमाटर है, वो नहीं आ पाए टाइम से, तो किसान को
उसमें तो आपकी राजी बात बिल्कुल सही है। देखिए क्या है कि if you divide agriculture, because normal for a common man agriculture encompasses everything, but then within agriculture there are various branches, and horticulture now is emerging as one of the important branches, where we talk about fruits and vegetables. So a lot of farming community has diverted its resources towards horticulture because it is more profitable comparatively. As compared to the wheat and paddy cycle, it is more profitable. But during the lockdown time, because where I stay in Gurgaon in Haryana, so a lot of people had invested money in the crops, horticulture crops. They could be like cucumbers and all that. And that could not reach the mandis because the mandis were closed. The transportation was not available. And that is how the farming community had to suffer a big loss, especially in the horticulture crops.
Anup sir, doesn't it reflect on our own abilities to look at things? If there has been, like what I see in news channels today, that a lot of onion has been thrown on road, a lot of tomato has been thrown on road because the transportation cost. Is it not because we do not have capacity to store or capacity to process?
This is one important area, whether COVID or non-COVID. this is one of the important area, which our farming community has to look at. And not that the Ministry of Food Processing has not come out with the schemes. They had come out with the schemes that, farmer needs to build his own infrastructure. So they had made a plan so that farmer invests money into it. But the challenge is, farmer feels, yaar, kya karna hai? Whatever I grow, big to jata hi hai. So why invest? So,
is it his job?
It's not his job. You can't expect farmer to invest money into this. So I think it is time that the government or the policy planners look at it and evaluate that, the certain hubs could be created in the states and in the districts where these kind of the storage facilities are created. And also, these days government is also supporting FPOs, farmer producing organization. So what our Honorable Prime Minister said few days ago, be very vocal about the local. And I think this is what he meant, that, wherever you grow, try and process it, try and market it within that range. Otherwise, it becomes so difficult. And Raji, to add to what I'm just now saying, the lockdown period was definitely a very challenging time for all of us. But look at, it was because of the farming community we could sustain, because we had grains, we had all the facility. Otherwise, look at the situation. All the people would have come on the roads, and then what would have happened? So I think we must thank the farmers and the farming community, agriculture, livestock. These people really helped us in maintaining the normal lockdown, though it was highly challenging.
And we didn't report, nobody reported any extra charging or, trying to grab the opportunity by pricing anything 10 times or 4 times.
The government had made certain strict measures. Some people would have, but that's fine. But I think overall the lockdown was successful because we had grains, we had food, we had all the resources, and agriculture did make it happen.
Post-COVID, I think this is one of the learnings which the corporates and the cooperatives and people, and especially FPOs, this new concept which is there, that we should get into investing of more storage and more practical ways of transportation, insured ways of transportation, whether it is frozen vehicles or whether it is people who can carry things in particular time. So government has invested in rail zones and stuff, but this time even rails were closed. So certain things were not foreseen as to what impact it will have. The priority of life was over everything.
Absolutely. Because when you look at Raji, we have very good infrastructure. Our Honorable Minister Gadkari ji has been very vocal, and rightly so, that, a lot of work has been done on the roads, the infrastructure on the roads. And also he has done a lot of work on the shipping. So, water resources. But then I think one of the gray areas is the railways. Though we have a very large network, but then, some efforts government needs to undertake so that, it reaches to the rural areas. That is one area which needs to be looked at, how that could be made possible in the coming times.
Yeah, and when you say railways, it automatically takes me to one of the biggest allied industry of agriculture, which is animal husbandry. The amount of milk which comes from Gujarat, which comes from other states, and which 60% comes by road, but still 40% is train dependency.
Yes,
so,
absolutely.
So I was told that one Banaskantha from Gujarat itself is a huge contributor to the milk which comes to Delhi.
Because see, in addition to agriculture, agriculture and livestock, Raji, are interdependent on each other. For example, I'll just give you one small example. See, the agriculture farmer grows soya, agriculture farmer grows maize, and more than 50 to 60% of these are being used whether in the poultry industry or in the livestock industry. So there is a great interdependence, because suppose, the livestock industry or the dairy industry or the poultry industry gets impacted. So automatically the the agriculture industry would also get impacted. So there is a great correlation and both have to survive together. Now, in this particular time, Raji, what happened to the dairy was, because the restaurants were closed, all the tea dhabas, stalls, everything was closed, but the animal would continue to give milk. You can't
Yeah.
stop the animal from giving milk. So they continued to give milk. But what happened initially, the demand rose, but then gradually, as the lockdown, number of days entered, all these facilities, including the airlines and everything, had to be shut. So the surplus milk was available, and there were very limited takers of the milk. Though government had made it mandatory that the cooperatives would collect the milk, but then there were a lot of places where the cooperatives were not active. So then there was a glut, and farmer could not get the right price. So dairy industry also had that impact of the milk, low prices.
Also, the transportation of feed. A lot of dairy is dependent on the outside feed,
Yes.
not the self-grown fodder. So
Correct.
even that took a lot of toll. The medicine supplies, because you are regularly having to have your vets checking up your animals. It's a very labor-intensified thing. And again, the question answers the same, that we do not have proper facilities to store the milk. In any other country, you go, they turn it into powder and keep supplying you as and when you want.
Yeah.
That's what.
So here also, you made a very important point. What happened, because all those industrialists and the cooperatives, whatever was the surplus available milk was there, and they couldn't market it. So they have converted that into SMP. SMP is skim milk powder. Now today, the requirement of our country is roughly, I'm saying it could be around 60 to 70,000 metric tons. Today we have 2 lakh metric tons of SMP.
In stock.
Now, ultimately, therefore, government will have to think, some bailout operations will have to be looked at. How do we address this? Otherwise, what happens to this SMP? And earlier, before the lockdown, the SMP was not available. So people were thinking, what do we do? How do we manage? And all of a sudden, because of the surplus milk, everything got converted into SMP.
Kaya sir, we also say that the COVID period has been also the communication disaster period in this country. There was a lot of communication disaster which happened. People didn't get right information. And one of the things which affected our industry as we are sitting was poultry. A lot of people were told that this is like swine flu, so started eating, stopped eating. People who eat flesh, they stopped eating. Outside restaurant eating was gone. People started deviating from non-veg for some time, thinking that this is the virus carrier. And this affected the entire industry. And again, birds are something which has an age. You can't ask them to stop. So that also affected our industry a lot. Do you think it will revive? Because our egg capacity and layers, they all have got a big jolt in the whole business.
See, if you ask me, the worst industry which has got impacted amongst the dairy, poultry, agriculture is the poultry industry. And you rightly mentioned what had happened was, just immediately after the COVID-19 scare was there, people said, don't eat chicken.
Yeah.
Don't eat chicken. Because of this, there is a scare of getting corona. Now, whatever way it happened, government had took a lot of initiatives at that point of time, announcing it on their websites and issuing circulars that this is not right. But then, that rumor had already spread, and the consumption of the broiler was actually zero. And there was time, Raji, when, the broilers were selling at free. Just free, that please come and collect it, because no one
you can't keep it.
So 100 rupees for 3, so 20 rupees a broiler, so nothing else. The chicks, I have seen the videos of people not putting the chicks. These chicks then get converted into broilers. So day-old chicks were dumped live, because what do we do with this? So there was a huge loss which the poultry industry has suffered. And it is time that, the associations have requested Honorable Minister of Shri Giriraj Singh and Dr. Balyan to kindly, extend their support, because people had taken a lot of loans. Now, how do they pay their EMIs? That's a challenge. their working capital in the last 3 months have been eroded. So they have made their request to the government, to give them some bailout package. So government, I'm sure, would be evaluating. And once this is done, I think it is time that this industry would revive. And, my point here is it's not only revival of the poultry industry. If this industry survives, as I said in the beginning, the farmers who are growing maize will survive. The farmers who are growing soybean will be able to survive. Then people who are in the feed milling industry will be able to survive. So they are all interdependent on each other. So it is important that some suitable measures are taken by the government to address the concern.
It was the same concern we had for our fisheries also,
Yes.
because a lot of live fish movement, because we calculate backward time, that if a fish has to reach Delhi market or Calcutta market or Patna market by 3 o'clock in the night, this is the backward time. So
Yes.
we harvest by that time and send it. And because of the non-availability of transportation, harvesting could not be done in proper manner.
In proper time.
And because takeoff was not there, we were not guaranteed that your product, when it reaches market, will be picked up. So very scary kind of thing which happened. And today it's not the same fishery which we do. We are calculating actually on the basis of FCR, which is the food conversion to the weight.
Feed conversion ratio.
Yeah, so if I have to calculate that, if I have to feed it for another 20 days, I'm out of business. I'm completely out of business.
Absolutely.
So these are the newer things which happened. So when you see all this, what most of our people, our clients, our friends, our corporates would be interested is कि मेरा माल बिकेगा कि नहीं, गांव में पैसा रहेगा कि नहीं, मेरा माल बिकेगा कि नहीं. So that is the major worry which an FMCG or a white good carrier will have. Which, if I am to put my opinion, I always said that, look, decisions have been only delayed. शादी होनी है तो होगी, उसमें दहेज जाना है तो जाएगा, बाइक खरीदनी है तो खरीदी जाएगी, दी भी जाएगी. तो आज नहीं कल होगा. What is your thought कि जो हमारा मार्केट सेटअप है, जिसके ऊपर बाकी इंडस्ट्रीज, क्योंकि रूरल इज ऑलमोस्ट 60-70% मार्केट फॉर एवरीबॉडी.
बिल्कुल, absolutely.
And they are very scared. Will the buying patterns, buying behaviors will change, or how do you see it?
Well, it's a very important question, Raji. When I say important, I am attaching an additional angle to whatever you just now asked me. Ultimately, food is important for everyone, whether it is a farmer or a migrant labor or you and me. Okay. And the importance of the food, we have all realized during the lockdown period that, it is very, very important. Earlier, we only thought that food is important. Now, the another thought which has come, and true so, that it is the nutritious food which is more important. The reason is, the government is also saying, ICMR is also saying, ICMR is in Council of Medical Research, that proteins are important for your health. Proteins are important for your immunity. So because, the virus is going to be ubiquitous. You can't say that, हमने gloves पहन लिए, mask लगा लिया, तो we won't get impacted by the virus. It can attack anyone. If the immunity of the individuals is good, then the possibility of virus getting him impacted would be less. And therefore, I think the pattern of the food industry would shift only from food to quality food. That is one point which comes to my mind. The second point is quality of the agriculture produce will also play an important role. Like, I'm sure you would be aware because you work so much with the farmers. At times, people tend to use a lot of pesticides and weedicides to, control. Now, I think the farmer would start definitely thinking, should I look for some alternates? Should I look for some natural resources? Should I look for, use of compost and less of, some chemical ways of doing the farming? Because ultimately, it is going to impact him. It is going to impact you and me. So the cultivation would happen, the processing would happen, but the quality angle would get attached to it. That's one point as far as the food is concerned. As far as the rural incomes are concerned, I think in a short term, I would say the challenges would exist. But as we move along, maybe 3 months down the line or so, gradually things should come to normal. And the rural income definitely would increase. And the government is also taking a lot of measures, extending their support, that how this could be done. It could be through Manrega or a lot of other schemes. So I think there is every possibility that the rural demand would increase. But all of us, including all the agencies, all the corporates, I think we'll have to work, whether we work this out as a CSR or any other way. But the education towards creating the demand of the quality food is going to be very, very important for all of us.
As we see, we have two roles. One is rural to urban. We sell a lot of product which is rural to urban, which is in the raw form.
Correct.
And then there is a processing part of it, which is
Right.
mostly done in the urban form.
Right.
Urban markets. And that's how the markets are moving in. So there because of some gap, like the raw material not being available, or now that the labor has got shifted, which is the point where I'm trying to come now, that the labor has got shifted from urban markets. So there will be some kind of a hit on the urban produce or urban processing unit. Like most of the factory owners are worried today that
Yes,
अगर ये labor वापस नहीं आई तो हमारा काम कैसे चलेगा? That will also have some kind of an impact on the entire economical structure which we have.
Yes, Raji, sure. Yeah, please.
No, I was saying that last time also when Sanjay called and Himanshu and I was discussing this, I said that there are two kinds of migrants. One is the agriculture habitual migrant. वो हार्वेस्ट और सोइंग के टाइम जाता है, काम करके वापस आ जाता है. वो 30 डे का पार्टनर है, उससे ज्यादा उसको नहीं है. But the one which we are now worried about is the one who's been staying for years. तो किसी फैक्ट्री में, किसी कंस्ट्रक्शन साइट पे, किसी गोडाउन में, कहीं पे अलग अलग तरह से वो लोग काम कर रहे हैं. कोई ऑटो चला रहा है, कोई कुछ कर रहा है, अलग अलग बिजनेस में है. Now these guys have gone there, out of which there will be some percentage who will say, now I am not going back. Let me have peace. I am going to be here. आधा पेट खाऊंगा, गांव में रहूंगा. Which will also impact some kind of production capabilities which the urban markets had.
Absolutely.
And it will impact the buying capacity back at home. वो पैसे कमा के भेजता था.
बिल्कुल.
अब वो नहीं भेजेगा. तो ये एक इकोनॉमिकल फ्लक्स आने वाला है. तो how do you see that?
मुझे भी, मैं आपकी बातों से राज्य सहमत हूँ कि ये समस्या आएगी निश्चित, क्योंकि क्या है कि जो माइग्रेंट लेबर चला गया है, I would classify these migrant laborers into skilled and non-skilled. So whatever, if you ask me, whatever movement has happened majorly is towards the non-skilled labor, which has moved on. But to a great extent, the skilled labor, those who are working in the factories, they were permanently based in the factories, or the industries had made a place for them. I mean, for instance, our unit, which is in Himachal Pradesh, we had made all the place, food, everything. So we have sufficient labor. So I'm sure all the industrial houses would have made provisions for keeping or maintaining their skilled laborers. So the challenge would be there, but may not to be of that great extent. That's number one. Point number two is all these migrant laborers who have gone back to the rural areas, they were surely doing their income in the urban areas and sending money back home in the rural areas. This amount of income definitely would get impacted. But I think once these people reach back, they would definitely find some work for themselves. And over a period of time, the scare of COVID would gradually move away, and people would again start coming back to the urban areas. But which is what is a paradox. Our Honorable Prime Minister had said, think local, be vocal about it. So he is trying to say that, people who are in the villages, let them work there. Let's find out some solutions for them and let them prosper there. Whatever good they can produce there, let it come to the urban areas. So, how it entails, it actually needs to be seen.
Yeah, very true. So, okay, and people who are willing to ask questions, I've got one from Sandeep Goel. We'll address that soon. And please put in your question, make them small and short so that it's easier to answer, because then it gets into long one. And our friends who are into the RMAI webinars, I must remind you that on 16th we are having one on transportation. Transportation is the backbone of Indian economy. Whether you are producing things at one place, processing at another place, without transportation, nothing happens. That's why you see every time the prices of diesel goes here and there, the whole economy starts talking about it. So if you are anywhere linked to transportation, and if your business is linked to transportation, please watch the next announcement of the webinar, which is on transportation from RMAI. Sir, one question which has come from Sandeep Goyal is also how the last mile connect will change. We did discuss this last time also.
Okay.
कि एक तो बिहेवियर चेंज तो हो ही गया है ना, अब तो दौड़ के गले नहीं मिलेंगे हम, ना मजमा लगाएंगे, लोग
बिल्कुल।
कहेंगे पता नहीं क्या वायरस फैला रहा है, ना हम चखने चखाने को देंगे कि यार ये टेस्ट करो, ये ऐसा करो. तो कुछ बिहेवियर्स में चेंज, तो देयर विल बी अ न्यू वे ऑफ लिविंग लाइफ,
Absolutely.
which we all will discover slowly.
It will be Raji, what is called as new normal.
हाँ, which is new normal now. तो
This is new normal.
जैसा आजकल व्हाट्सएप फैक्ट्री में चलता है कि पहले छींकते थे तो लोग बोलते थे ब्लेस यू, लॉन्ग लिव, अब छींकते बोलते हैं कौन है बे. तो वो जो बिहेवियर चेंज होगा. सो लास्ट मिनट जो लास्ट माइल कांटेक्ट है कस्टमर से, हाउ डू यू थिंक दैट विल चेंज?
See, I would say, जिसको हम rural activation बोलते हैं या last mile connect बोलते हैं, doing the group meetings, because as an organization we also used to engage with the farmers and do a lot of farmer meetings and all this. And for the time being, I'm sure this is not going to happen, because the farmer is also educated now with the lockdown, and all the people who are in the agri or the livestock space are aware. So these things are not going to happen. So, we will have to look at new normal. Possibly, in the first webinar, what Mr. Sanjay Kaul had coined a word, digital. So something like, digital, because I think that could be possible way out, connecting with the farmers. If you have their contact details and all that, sending them the WhatsApp messages, connecting them with our phone and all that. That I think would be new normal over a period of time till the situation normalizes.
I'll share something very interesting with you. I am doing a web radio, which is on farmers. And people ask me, why not a video? Why radio? Why there is only audio in it? So all this happened with a lot of research which was done. Farmers felt very comfortable listening to things.
Audio.
Yeah, they said that जब तक वीडियो देखते हैं वो क्या बोला भूल जाते हैं. No, so they felt very comfortable listening to audio part of it because they are used to it. हमारी 5000 साल पुरानी संस्कृति सुन सुन के ही बढ़ी हुई है.
रेडियो वही तो था.
हाँ, और it remains in the mind also for a longer time. So we kept it as a radio format, and what we do is we basically load it onto YouTube, and we send the smaller versions on WhatsApp and Facebook and Twitter, whatever channels are available. The second thing which came to our research, which is a very small sample, I mean, I'll not say that people should follow it, but it's kind of an insight gathering, that even media
believe due to some weather change, we are facing some problem with Raj sir's connection. So, and he's trying to connect back, connect back as soon as possible. Sir, we while he connect back, we have a question from Mr. Sandeep Dayal Fertilizer. Uh, he says,
Sorry, he's from Mr. Sandeep Goyal.
yes, he's from Dayal Fertilizers, Meerut. His
Okay.
question is, post-COVID, what will be a good strategy? Pull in more resources or maintain a conservative approach to save on spending?
My personal view is we need to conserve the resources to begin with, and the spend surely has to happen because we have to look at the business as well. But what is most important is we need to actually conserve things, look at what is most important activity where we need to spend the money there, conserve the cash at the moment, and at the right time spend that money. That's my thought on this.
Okay. So, sir, any
I'm sorry, my network went haywire. I don't know from which side. So
I believe, sir, that that's due to the weather.
I don't know. It's a Zoom thing. It said that Zoom has lost it's something. I got a message and it flashed back. Are we back online?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are back online.
Sorry, viewers, if we were disrupted. I don't know where we were. Technological issues beyond us. Okay, where was I? Trying to fix this. So we were talking about the last minutes, the radio connect which we were doing, and the media consumption habits has also changed, which means that people are saying that there was a time when I had to rush back home at 8 o'clock because news will be there. Now I want to have news when I want it. So अगर मुझे अभी किसी ने बताया कि दिल्ली में ऐसा कुछ हुआ है, तो मुझे वो अभी पता करना है, मैं अभी सुनना है वो. That's how I have this DTH. That मैं जब भी जाता हूँ मुझे पता है ये न्यूज़ चैनल है, इसको मैं लगा लेता हूँ तो मेरे को इसमें पता लग जाता है. Similarly, when we spoke to girls, they say that why have you kept the paid DTH? You know, when there's a free DTH. He said उसको ये वाले serial नहीं आते.
अच्छा.
So the choice of media has also changed, which means there will be, and we have done some research on the uses of internet also. A lot of agriculture and allied services are also using internet. You know,
yes, they are.
They are. I mean, there is a guy called Farm Guruji who deals with animal buffaloes, and he has 6 lakh subscribers, and every video has about 1 lakh viewership.
Who's the gentleman,
I'll send you the link. Farm Guru. Okay. There is somebody who's called Ijuka Business Ideas. He only goes to buffalo and cow melas where the he also has membership running in lakhs. So there is there are bakri groups, there are fish groups, there are every kind of groups.
Wonderful.
So they all use internet. And we are talking when we are selling an FMCG, whether it's a shampoo or a soap or a tea or a machinery back to the people. These are the same people, which means they are getting into uses of internet. And I was talking about it last time also. People who are using TikTok are also seeing TikTok ads. Only thing was the content was not at par with what they were used to. You know, because we are a brand, so I'll still manage that sophistication. While TikTok down below does not maintain sophistication, and that's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of it. So you see a lady next door kind of a person doing a funny act, you laugh. But if it's a comedian well dressed and doing, then you may not laugh.
May not.
So, yeah. So a lot of last minute connect may have a digital or phygital, as Sanjay coined it, effect. But somebody will have to work on what the content design is going to be.
Absolutely.
And that's how it will work. I have Rajesh Radhakrishnan asking a question. how will the BTL activities like farmer meeting done by agri-input companies post-COVID era? That's what
That's what we discussed.
we discussed. Uh,
Yes.
because that is has been the norm.
Yeah.
हम इसको अपनी भाषा में चाय समोसा मीटिंग कहते हैं.
Hmm.
तो अब ये कैसे करेंगे, कैसे गांव में
ये फिलहाल तो देखिए जो है मेरा मानना है, क्योंकि हम लोग भी किसानों के साथ बहुत काम करते हैं, अगर आप करना भी चाहेंगे तो किसान आएगा नहीं, तो ये इस तरह की एक्टिविटी नहीं होंगी. ये है कि आप अगर डिमॉन्स्ट्रेशंस करना चाहते हैं एग्री स्पेस में, लाइफ स्टॉक स्पेस में, वो आप कर सकते हैं, वो आप उनको समझा सकते हैं. आई थिंक वन आइडिया विच कम्स टू माय माइंड इज दैट यू नीड टू कैच होल्ड ऑफ द ओपिनियन मेकर. There are certain opinion makers in the villages about agriculture, livestock. So one-on-one, such kind of communications could be given to them, shared with them, and then in turn, it can spread, because in the rural, things don't take much time to spread. So from one house to another house, it can spread. But meetings, I don't think it would be a good idea. Not suggesting, not doing.
But we are also talking to lots of brands which talk to very specific kind of audiences, like say shampoos or beauty products or hygiene grooming products, which are very focused on to teenage girls from say 15 to onwards 35. As it was a difficult job to go and talk to them. Now you think this will be more kind of a challenge. The challenge will increase the way we design our communication, way we put out the communication, and agency and clients will have to come out and do some kind of a collaboration to find this out.
Yeah, I think you're right, Ranjit. The opportunity could be that, in the rural areas, still a lot of radio are being used. We have a lot of programs going on in the radio as well. So with the agency, the FMCG companies could look at some, audio kind of advertisements. That is, then small videos could be another option, which could be sent to the people. These are two things which come to my mind. But I'm sure, the creative agencies would surely evolve over a period of time and see how things move. The weather is bad here also.
it's raining, it's thundering, all kinds of things are happening here.
Power is gone. I think the power backup should come.
Yeah, I was talking to this morning with our friend from Luminous solar system, because we are also trying to explore how corporates can participate in skilling the workforce which has gone from urban to rural as of now. And
Yes.
Solar sector is one big player in that. People are moving to solar energies, from domestic to even animal to feed to fisheries and small kind of shops. Everybody has little bit of solar in them now. So solar inverters, maintenance, and all those kind of lot of job opportunities are also opening up with the newer concepts of life. So you think there are opportunities for corporates to build more relationships by CRM or CSRs and get into lives of people?
That I think also could be one good option. As I said in the beginning, that corporates could look at the corporate social responsibility, and wherein skilling for all these people who have come back from the urban areas. See, because the guy who has come from the urban areas will definitely have high aspirations. Yeah. So if whatever stuff he was using in the urban areas are made available in the rural space, the demand definitely would be there. Yeah. So he will definitely try and attempt and see that he buys those. If he has to buy, he will have to work something extra or make extra effort, and which is where the skilling kind of effort would play an important role. And the skilling could be in any space. It could be tailoring, it could be gardening, it could be horticulture. So any amount of skilling to the people would be important, and it would help in developing the entrepreneurship. Because the jobs are going to be scarce in the coming months, and the entrepreneurship is going to be very, very important. So we all need to think about it.
Thanks, Chaya, for your comment on nutrition. And as you mentioned, I would like you to also know that Chaya Shriram sent a comment, Dr. Raja. So I just thought I'll respond to that. That nutrition is a big point of concern right now. We are having kind of diseases which are unanswered, like something called AES in Bihar. It's called Chamki Bukhar, and what we are not able to understand, about 52% of children in Bihar are stunted, which is a very bad news. Same in UP also, if you have the right kind of data. When we are trying to give nutrition right from the time when the child is being conceived, you give money to the mother, you go to Anganwadi, they are fed there, you're going to school, they are fed there as midday meal. And after so much of nutritional feed from 1 to 5 years of age, if you still say my kids are malnutrition, it's a very sad theory. And I was talking to minister also, she was also saying that we got to get some kind of a newer things out of it. Maybe packed food, biscuits, which has all those nutrients, and not get into the employment mode कि चलो 5 आदमी को खाना बनाने का employment मिलता है, because nobody knows how Anganwadis are feeding, how midday meals are being done. One egg per day per child, nobody has even heard of it till you mention it. So yes, these are also very good opportunities to make relationship where
we also made, Ranji, a lot of recommendation to the Honorable Minister that such kind of initiatives that the milk food products which could be used, eggs could be used for improving the nutrition of the in the rural areas. In fact, we have started the scheme in the state of Haryana, and we're trying to do so. It's an attempt. Important, Raji, in the coming times is that because the question is of the nutrition. So, anything which comes has to be more, what in Hindi could be referred as Swasthvardhak. Which helps in improving our health, our immunity, and not Nasha. So, this is what, if we can educate the rural women in the skilling program, this is going to be very, very important. And the other point which I meant, before it is implemented, we get investment and all the agents coming out clear.
Can you see it?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. I had to pass through different lines to get it connected.
Okay. Now you are audible.
Is audio audible?
Both audio and video.
Yeah, when I was talking to ministers, they were saying that we lack ideas and we would like corporates to come out and throw their ideas, shed their ideas to us, because we do not even know what is possible, what is not possible. And generally when you give it to private, there is always a ho-halla about as to why you are giving it to private. There's a privatization of things. But if it can be done at a local scale, and ensuring, like they have given some of the Anganwadis to Vedanta, which is run as Nandghar or Nandighar, something like that, where because primary schooling is also a part of Anganwadi these days. So if these kind of things are happening, maybe we can look at those two with some kind of a newer structures.
In addition, one of the important things you know, with the Prime Minister had made an announcement was about Ayush. That, you know, because
Adhar, is your center getting us, because we are getting all broken kind of
it is
voices?
going to be important. And he had made a statement. Am I audible to you, Raji?
Yeah, I can, but sometimes it gets into broken, so I don't know whether it is happening from my end or other end. Adhar, what's your?
You're audible now.
Yeah,
see,
Kaldra
I
sir,
get
sorry,
So
we
I
are
was making a point, Raji.
yeah, go on, sir.
Is that, you know, because is that one the important areas for the people, especially staying in the rural areas, is cultivation of the medicine plants. Because in the recent past, the government had announced that, you know, Ayush could be one possible, and turmeric could be used for improving our immunity. So, you know, we have channelized some of the farming community to look at the possibility and helping them to create. Are we connected?
I don't know. I think we will have to end this session a bit early because of the connectivity issues. It's lightning, threatening, all kinds of things happening. So the internet is completely going up and down in the kinds of scale. Adhar, can we just finish it off at this place and thank everybody who has been part of it? And if there are any questions, they can write to us. I or Dr. Anup Kalla sir will be very happy to answer them, whether on RMAI front or even if it comes to our secretariat or individually to us, or for any kind of market related information which is required from rural. Any questions which comes to us, we'll be happy to answer. And again, if you are interested in transportation and knowing things about transportation, our next webinar on 16th, right, Adha?
yes, sir. That's on 16th.
16th, and who all are the participating people on that?
So we have Mr. Vinder Jamdede as the treasurer and who's the treasurer of RMAI, and we have panelist from Karnataka State Transport Corporation and Goa Road Transport Corporation. Details will be shared by tomorrow morning.
Yeah, and people who do not know, Virendra, they run a company called Riti, which has sound system booths across all Maharashtra and many other states, bus stands, bus depots, where people come and have potential system for sitting there and buying, and a lot of communication. A very innovative company, I must say. And they deal with transportation. They have a solutions-based system also. So it will be good to listen to them as to how India is covering up post lockdown. Initial days, we have seen traffic hold up on every toll plaza. We've just introduced our new system of toll gathering. So how things are going to happen and how it will reflect on market pricing with states raising up pricing on diesel. So stay tuned to RMI webinars. We try and bring, and sorry about today's little bit of technical fluctuations. Thank you, Dr. Kalra, for being with us, sharing a lot of thoughts with us, and look forward to having more interaction with you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Raj sir, for that excellent moderation. Thank you, Kalra sir, for your valuable time and knowledge and experience. Sorry, we have to close it earlier today due to internet and connection and the weather as well. And for the next webinar, we'll share the details with you shortly by tomorrow morning maximum. So stay healthy, stay safe. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you once again.